Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back. I'm just cleaning her off right before she goes in for the turbo. And yeah, just making sure she's all dry and not filled with snow. So that way I'm working on in a dry environment. I'm not gonna be working in a pool of water. So I'm just making sure she's get all the snow off of her, and let's see if we can start this turbo build tonight. What's up guys? Welcome back. If you guys haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe down below. Hit the subscribe button. And welcome back to another video of Street Tuner Builds. Today we're going to begin the turbo build, and we're going to get it cracking on the we're going to start by removing this heat shield, and then from there we're going to see if we have enough space to get the header loose. I think I'm going to have to remove the fans. I may have to loosen this up to clear up some space, and then once I get the heat shield off and get these bolts up here from the header loose, then I'm gonna get the car up on jack stands, and then I'm gonna get the downpipe bolts loose, and then start moving this bumper and mocking things up. So I'm gonna check back in a few and let you guys know how it's going. Alright, so to remove this heat shield is there's two bolts on the top. There's one right there in the middle, and then there's another one. There's two sections, so there's the top part of this heat shield and there's the bottom one. So we gotta move these two bolts. That one in the middle, and then there's two more down there. I don't know if you guys can see it. They're right there. So we're gonna get this off and check back in. Got everything unbolted. Now just remove this heat shield and see what we're working with here. So we might have to get this the fan off to clear up some space, but let's get the car up in the air and remove these fans. Alright, so we just got the car on the lift, and we just started to remove the bolts that holds this low pressure AC line to the radiator support. Unbolted that to get access to this fan, which we are already unbolted and unplugged. So yeah, all we have to do now is slide it up, and it's gonna give us more room to get these lower bolts on the header exhaust manifold. All right, let's get this fan out. All right, so as you guys could see there, the header is completely unbolted. I didn't have the special tool to remove the O2, so I had to lower this the whole downpipe slash header down, so clear some space up right here, because of the wrench that I have is too long, and when it was up here I had no room, so I had to bring it down more, and now I should have enough room to swing this wrench around. So let's get this sensor removed, this wideband sensor removed, and pretty much the header and downpipe is ready to come out. So yeah. All right, so I got the sensor removed and the header. Now Next step is mop this new manifold up and see what we're looking like. All right, so as you guys can see right there, she's hitting, and still have some room to close to get a full seal. Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure something out with this bracket and this power steering line, because it's also hitting right there on the exhaust manifold. Yep, this is what we're looking like as of now. What's up, guys? So it's the next day, and yesterday we left off at mocking this exhaust manifold up, and we came to the conclusion that we're not going to be using this. Well, I'm not going to be using this because it's not power steering and AC compatible, as you guys could see by this AC line right here. It's rubbing right there, and the power steering bracket is also touching right here, preventing the flange to make a full seal. So I made a stop at Tri-State Motorsports, and I picked up their top mount B series turbo manifold. It's actually their first one, and you know, luckily I was the first one to get it, and so I'll be testing this, I guess, for them. And yeah, the welds look pretty good on this. Nice beads, very nice beads. They're equal length, and has a V-band for the wastegate, so I guess it's good. For now, let's get this manifold removed, and then I'm also going to be removing this front bumper, the whole front clip, just to get some more room and see what we're working with. All right, so I got the bumper loose. So it's basically there's a clip right here, this clip, and there's a Phillips screw right here, and there's some bolts on the bottom. There's about 3 bolts. There's one right here, one right there, and this is a little bracket that connects to this part right here, and another plate that bolts onto the top that holds the bumper down to the radiator support. So it's yeah, just those and the signals, and she should pop right off. So yeah, there she is. All right, so I just removed the radiator to clear up some more space. With the radiator, it was actually being a little pain to get the manifold on, so I just emptied out the coolant and removed the radiator. Now we should have plenty of space. So yeah, let's get this thing mocked up and check back in. All right, so we left off yesterday mounting up the intercooler, and like I said, this side is open, and the only thing left to do was clear the other side, which I removed the windshield wiper reservoir, which is right over there, and then it's cleared up this hole that I have over here. And the next step was to remove the AC compressor, which was right under here. It was right there. It's bolted up. Actually, yeah, it was bolted up. Those two bolts right there, and those two bolts right there. And I had to remove it because it was hitting right there, as you can see. So I got the AC compressor off. I got the condenser off as well. The AC dryer, all the lines. I had to remove the battery and tray in order to get access to the connections that go to the evaporator. So I got that off, and yeah, now next step is stop at Harbor Freight and get a little oil drain pan. Grab a oil pan gasket. If I don't have one, I'm gonna check first. If I don't have one, I'm gonna grab an oil pan gasket and start getting the oil feed and return installed. All right, guys, we just got back from AutoZone, and now I'm just draining this oil, and then I'm gonna get the oil pan removed. And while I was at Tri-State, I actually picked up a Moroso oil pan, which has the oil return for the turbo on, so that way I don't have to be welding anything. Everything is all there. I have the oil return right here on this side, and another accessory, and then the drain. So yeah, I'm just gonna get the old one drained out. So I'm gonna get this old one drained out, removed, and slap this new one on and get the feed and return line set up to the turbos and ran. So let's get this slapped on. All right, so in order for me to remove this oil pan, I would have to move this, seems like a brace right here for this lower part of the engine, the tranny. So I gotta remove this, and then I should have access to the rest of the bolts that are on the oil pan. So I'm gonna get this brace removed, get the oil pan removed, and get the new one installed. All right, so I just got the new oil pan installed. I bought a new gasket as well, slapped some RTV in between the bottom and the top. And now I'm just gonna hand tighten all the bolts. Gonna hand tighten all these bolts, and once the RTV dries up in about 30-45 minutes, I'm gonna completely tighten them and get the brace back on, and then see how we're gonna run this oil return and get the start working on the oil filter sandwich plate. Yeah, so next thing now is get the oil filter off, get the sandwich plate on, and see how we're looking. All right, guys, so I got the oil filter off, and yeah, there goes the oil cooler. So now the next step is to get the sandwich plate installed. But first, before installing this, I'm gonna lube up the O-rings, put some oil on there, make sure they don't crack when I am twisting this. Yeah, they tend to get pinched and then they crack when you twist them. So you're gonna make sure you put some oil on them, lube them up, and they should be good. All right, so I got the O-rings all lubed up now. So just gonna slide this on. So I'm just gonna slide this on there, as so. and twist this on. So yeah, there she goes. Alright, so for those of you that don't know, the purpose of the sandwich plate is provides an output for the turbo to receive oil, and so basically it feeds the turbo oil. And yeah, so when there's oil coming out through here, is goes in, pressurized into the filter, it gets filtered, and then comes back in. And then with this plate, I can thread in a line in through there and then to the turbo, so I wouldn't have to, you know, remove the oil pressure sensor from the block or anything like that. There she goes. She's installed. So you just want to get it hand tightened, and then when you install the oil filter, should get the rest of the sandwich plate tightened up, and you should be good. So now from here, I'm going to take this output you see here, and I'm going to run a line from there to the oil feed side, and yeah. All right, so basically this is the oil feed line right here. This side goes into the sandwich plate. Let's see if I can, there you go. This side goes into the sandwich plate, so I would have to run it down into there. And then straight into the sandwich plate, straight down there, and run it up right in through here. And I still have to clock the turbo, so it's gonna be going like straight, you know, or like this way, either or. You should have plenty of line. So this is plenty enough line for up here. Now I'm going to see how much line I have down there to play with. So yeah, it looks like the line comes down all the way up to the axles. So this is the half shaft right here, and yeah, this is the line, and there's a sandwich plate. So you have plenty of line. All right, so I got the sandwich plate installed, got the oil feed ran and threaded in. So let's see how much room we have on top. All right, so that's it. That's pretty much it. So I got it ran on the side and straight. Actually, there was like a little handle there, so I might as well, you know, attach it to there. You know, I see a lot of people running it through here, but if I did, you know, this wire would be like sitting like yay high, and it would look outrageous. So I just thought, you know, tuck it in on side and have it like that. I did clock the turbo before. As you guys remember, it was facing more towards this way, like that, and I moved it back, and now she's sitting perfect. So yeah, that's how it's looking. Next step is get the oil return line fed into the oil pan, which is right there. Simple. So from right there, it's gonna go straight up into the oil feed, which is right there. Bam. So from there into there. That's my next step, so let me get that done. All right, so this is pretty much how far I've gotten. Turns out I need two 27 wrenches, and I only have one, or I need to get a vice grip, have something to clamp it down as I tighten this side. And yeah, So tomorrow I'm gonna get either a vice grip or just get another 27mm wrench and get that oil return installed and finish tightening all the feed lines, put some thread sealant in there, and for the sandwich plate I would have to put a block off nut because it has a so with this fitting right here it has a hole on each side, so it's not gonna work. It's gonna pour out oil everywhere. So I'd have to get a nut at Home Depot. So I have to get a nut at Home Depot and block that off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so get some thread sealant on the oil feed lines on each side, either side, and get that nut from Home Depot to block off the one side of the sandwich plate. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so as you guys can see there, that is an output, right? So that's one, and it has another on that side. Let me see if I can get a shot. There it is. That is the other hole I need to block off with a nut. And yeah, so I'm gonna grab that tomorrow at Home Depot. I'm gonna grab another wrench and grab one of those bolts to block that off, or a nut, and actually a bolt. So I'm gonna grab one of those bolts and a wrench so I could tighten up, so I could make these fittings fit onto this braided hose. So I need to do the other side. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish up running the oil lines for the turbo and get it mocked up. But so far so good. So if you guys like what you've seen today, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You know, whatever you guys suggest, anything I did wrong, put it down in the comments. Let me know. And I will be getting my website up soon. Still working on it. Still working on some designs for the t-shirts and stuff like that to get onto the merchandise. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. And have a good one, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.